Okay, so we moved across now into the liner unit. So this is where the rooted plugs that you saw in the last video are potted into 9cm pots and brought across into this section. So we're still with Carl, who looks after this section as well as the propagation unit. Carl, tell us a bit about sort of the volume of plants you can get through in this section in the year and the facilities you've got to grow them under.
Well, the liner unit is all under glass, and it's an area of about 7,500 square metres. We've got effort sand beds in the one glass house and overhead irrigation in the other. They're the two, well, the main fundamental difference. We pot just over 1 million liners a year, and obviously the full range. Things will stay in here from anything up to 2 months will be the shortest sort of cycle, up to 12 months on some crops, the ones that need the extra trimmings and the extra time to the growth.
So if you're holding the crops in here for a long period, up to 12 months, pest and disease control must be quite a significant part of your job in this department. What ways do you monitor and control the actual issues you have in here?
Absolutely. I mean, pest and disease control is obviously imperative throughout the whole nursery. We started in the propagation department in the mist unit, but we do really apply an integrated approach where we apply the cultural, biological and the chemical methods. We apply, we have a very, very heavy biological control system, and we obviously have sticky traps out all the time. The staff are constantly monitoring their crops, weekly applications of biological controls, and we do a fungicide program as well, more for larger crops like the hubis and some of the lavenders that do need, certainly through the winter, they need their controls.
And those crops that are held in here for a long period of time, you must need to do some sort of trimming and maintenance work on the crops. How do you go about actually looking after them in that sense?
All the crops in here do obviously need a lot of cultural work on them, trimming and obviously tidying up and grading. So everything is generally hand trimmed at least once in its life, but the majority of the trimming that we do, probably 60 to 70% of our crops are trimmed with a machine. The same crops will get a hand trim to grade and to give that extra bit of quality and the hands-on feel to it. But we do machine trim a lot of it, especially on our heating crops.
Right, okay, so that hopefully gives a nice plant we can send out to garden centres in the long run. So thank you, Carl, for all the information you've given us. We'll go across now to the potting shed, which is the next stage, which is where these 9cm plants are potted into their final pots that they'll be grown on it and sent out to garden centres in. So if you click on the next video and we'll meet you in the potting shed.